We are moving along quickly in research and writing. We're now in Unit 5 or Week 5. And this week, we're going to be continuing the discussion on writing correct footnotes and bibliography entries using Turabian. So in Unit 4, you read Chapter 15, which was a broad chapter on why we cite information. Chapter 16, which was an overview of using the footnote bibliography format. And then in Chapter 17 gives examples of specific types of sources that you may encounter when you're doing research for your paper, and you need to know how to footnote those things correctly. So there's a handout for Chapter 17, and there's a video explanation for Chapter 17. And just like you did last week, you need to read through Chapter 17, and then you need to take that handout and listen to the video explanation, because it will give you the correct answers for the handout. Use that information as you take the quiz on Chapter 17, because again, you'll only have 30 minutes to take the quiz. You probably will not be successful on the quiz if you haven't listened to the video and completed the handout. Then you're actually going to practice writing a correctly formatted footnote and bibliography entry for a book with one author and for a journal article. And so what I want you to do, what's going to happen is there's something in this unit that's entitled Footnote Bibliography Exercise. What you need to do is take a copy of that information and write out, you can write or type, it's up to you, what you believe to be a correctly written footnote and bibliography entry for these sample sources that I give you on that exercise. I want you to complete that using what you've learned from chapters 16 and 17. And then what you're going to do is there's a video in which I give the correct answers to that exercise, and you need to watch that video and self-correct your exercise. That's going to be very important, because you're going to be taking a quiz, I call it a quiz, on how to write correctly formatted footnotes and bibliographies. And it's not really a quiz like you've been taking where you click a button on a computer. It's a handout just like you did for the exercise, but it's different sources. So you can't turn in the one you did for your exercise. It's a different one, and it's checking to see that you understood chapters 16 and 17, that you took time to do the footnote bibliography exercise and check your responses against the information I give you in the video. And then you'll practice, well, it's not a practice, it's a quiz. You will actually write for me a footnote and bibliography entry for a book with one author and for a journal article. And then you'll have to determine for subsequent references whether you would use a shortened reference or an IBID. And if you don't understand what an IBID is, you need to go back to Unit 4 and back to Unit 3 and look at the Chapter 16 video, because I explain IBID in that video. And then finally, you have a discussion board, even though it's not really a discussion board, it's just a storage space actually, where I want you to upload a thesis statement for the research question that you have chosen. And so if your chosen research question is, did Jesus die for everyone? That's your research question. Your thesis is a statement of response to the question in which you give your opinion about that question. So a simple answer to that research question would be, Jesus died for all people, or Jesus died only for his elect. And the way that you answer that lets me know the direction that you believe you need to take as you do the research for the paper. So again, your thesis is a one sentence basically answer to your research question, where you give your opinion or your belief about the correct side of that debate. So that'll be due to a discussion board by the end of the week as well. All right, if you have questions, I'm here. Shoot me an email. Talk to you later.